Somewhere in America right now, someone is checking their bank account, and for the first time in their adult life, they are smiling. The number on the screen is not 7 figures. It is not even 6. That number is $20,000. And what they do not realize yet is that this exact amount has just quietly rewired their entire financial future. This is not a coincidence. This is not luck. This is a specific psychological threshold that separates people who quietly build wealth from people who chase it their entire lives. And the wealthy do not talk about it because keeping you below this line is profitable for almost everyone except you. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why $20,000 is the most important number in your financial life right now. And you will have one specific rule you can apply this week to cross that line. Welcome to Fin Finance, where we break down the financial decisions that make or break your future with honesty, real numbers, and zero fluff. Today, we are talking about the $20,000 rule. Specifically, why this single milestone changes the way your brain processes money, opportunity, and risk for the rest of your life. This is the threshold the financial industry never explains to you, because once you cross it, you stop being a customer they can squeeze. You start becoming a person who builds wealth. Let us get into it. Let us start with the numbers, because what you are about to hear should genuinely alarm you. 21% of Americans have $0 in emergency savings. Not 5,000, not 500, zero. 37% of Americans say they cannot cover an unexpected $400 expense without going into debt. And the median net worth of an American adult under 35 is just $39,000. But here is the number that should shock you the most. According to Vanguard research, the moment a person crosses from zero savings to just $2,000, their financial well-being score jumps by 21%. $2,000. That is 1% of 1% of a million. And it produces a measurable, scientifically verified psychological shift. Now scale that up. When that same person reaches $20,000, roughly 3 to 6 months of living expenses, their well-being increases by another 13% on top of that. Combined, you are looking at a 34% transformation in how a human being experiences their own life. And it is not because they are richer, it is because their brain has been rewired. But here is where it gets interesting. The financial industry does not want you to see this number clearly, and the reason why will completely change how you think about money. To understand why $20,000 is so powerful, you have to understand what happens to your brain when you do not have it. Picture this. Imagine trying to plan a vacation while your house is on fire. That is what financial decision-making looks like when you are living paycheck to paycheck. Your brain literally cannot process long-term opportunity when it is busy fighting short-term threats. Harvard researchers studied this exact phenomenon. They found that scarcity reduces a person's effective cognitive bandwidth by the equivalent of 13 IQ points. That is the same mental impairment as losing a full night of sleep, every single day. Every financial decision you make is being filtered through a brain that is operating at reduced capacity. You take the first job offer because you cannot afford to wait. You stay in situations you hate because leaving feels too risky. You say yes to opportunities you should refuse and no to opportunities you should accept, because survival overrides strategy. This is not weakness. This is not poor discipline. This is biology being weaponized against you. And the entire consumer financial system is designed to keep you in exactly this state. Buy now, pay later. Minimum monthly payments, subscription traps, zero down financing. Every single one of these products is engineered to keep you spending today so you never accumulate enough tomorrow to escape. It is like a bucket with a slow leak. Every dollar you earn drips out before you can stack it. And as long as the bucket stays empty, your brain never gets to switch out of survival mode. But the moment you stop the leak, the moment you accumulate that first $20,000, something remarkable happens. And what happens next is the part of this story that the wealthy understand intuitively, but almost nobody talks about openly. Here's the part that most financial videos completely skip, and it is the most important part of this entire video. The $20,000 threshold does not just give you money, It gives you a new brain. Below this line, you live with what psychologists call the survival brain. This brain is reactive, fearful, and short-sighted. It treats every unexpected expense like a disaster. A flat tire becomes a crisis. A medical bill becomes a debt spiral. A job offer becomes a desperate yes. The survival brain cannot see opportunity because opportunity requires patience, and patience requires a buffer. Above $20,000, you develop what I will call the wealth brain. The wealth brain is calm, strategic, and forward-looking. It treats unexpected expenses as inconveniences, not emergencies. It evaluates job offers based on long-term growth, not short-term cash. It notices opportunities that were always there but were invisible before. I want you to picture two people sitting at the same dinner table. One has $800 in their account. The other has $22,000. They are eating the same meal, wearing similar clothes, working similar jobs. From the outside, they look identical, but internally, they are living in completely different worlds. The first person is doing mental math on the grocery bill. The second person is wondering whether to put their next $1,000 into an index fund or a high-yield savings account. This is not about being smarter or harder working. This is about which brain gets to drive the decisions. And the system you live inside was specifically designed to keep your survival brain in the driver's seat for as long as possible. You were never failing. You were operating exactly as the system trained you to operate. But now that you see it, you can change it. I'm going to show you exactly how, including one specific rule that gets you to $20,000 on almost any salary. But first, you need to see the true cost of staying below this line. Let us run the actual numbers. Because the cost of staying below the $20,000 threshold is not just emotional, it is mathematical, and it is devastating. Imagine two people, both earning $55,000 a year. Person A spends every dollar they earn. Person B saves $1,000 every single month. After 19 months, Person B crosses the $20,000 threshold. Now watch what happens next. Person B keeps saving the same $1,000 per month, but now that money is invested in a basic index fund earning 8% annually. Their second $20,000 takes only 17 months, 2 months faster than the first. Their third $20,000 takes 15 months. By the time they reach $100,000, their money is generating $8,000 per year on its own. That is more than most people save in their best year. Now, zoom out further. After 10 years, Person B has roughly $183,000. After 20 years, they have over $600,000. After 30 years, they have over $1.5 million, all from $1,000 per month. Person A, earning the same salary, working the same hours, has zero. Same income, same career, same effort. Completely different lives. This is the real cost of staying below the $20,000 line. You are not just missing out on a savings account. You are missing out on the entire machine that turns ordinary salaries into lasting wealth. And here is the most painful part. The first $20,000 is the hardest $20,000 you will ever save. Every $20,000 after that gets easier. Most people quit before they ever experience that shift because they were never told it was coming. But now you know. And now I am going to give you one specific rule that gets you across this line within 24 months, regardless of where you start. Here's the rule. Save and invest 15% of your gross monthly income automatically until you cross $20,000. That is it. Not 20%, not 10%, 15%. 15% is the precise number that builds wealth without breaking your life. Here is what 15% looks like in real numbers. On a $40,000 salary, that is $500 per month. On a $60,000 salary, that is $750 per month. On an $80,000 salary, that is $1,000 per month. Now here is exactly what to do first. Tonight, before you sleep, open your banking app. Set up an automatic transfer. Pick a date, the day after each paycheck lands. Send 15% into a separate high-yield savings account. Once that account hits $5,000, you start moving the excess into a low-cost index fund. That is the entire system. No budgeting apps, no spreadsheets, no tracking every coffee, just automation working silently in the background while you live your life. Why does this work? Because automation removes your survival brain from the decision entirely. You never have to choose between saving and spending. The money is gone before you see it. And within 20 to 24 months, depending on your income, you cross the threshold. You walk into your wealth brain. And from that moment forward, every financial decision you make starts compounding in your favor. Imagine waking up 2 years from now. The car breaks down. You handle it without panic. A job opportunity opens up. You negotiate from strength. A friend invites you into a side investment. You evaluate it like a person with options, not a person in crisis. That is the life that exists on the other side of this line, and it is closer than you think. The world will not tell you about the $20,000 threshold because keeping you below it is profitable for everyone except you. Now you know. Now you decide which side of that line you live on. If this video changed the way you think about money, subscribe to FinFinance. We publish videos like this every single week. Real financial education, real numbers, and strategies that actually move your life forward. The next video is already on screen.